Mariah Davis. Hi, Mariah.
Hey, John.
Mariah Davis of Oakview Insurance. Oakview Insurance, where are you located at?
So we're in Yuba City. We're directly across from the Tractor Supply.
Tractor Supply.
Yeah.
Oh, they got some cool go-karts that they used to have over there.
They always have something fun going on in their parking lot.
They certainly do. And Oakview Insurance, what kind of an insurance company, what services do you offer?
Yeah, so we're an independent insurance agency, which basically means we work with multiple different companies. We're not tied to any one specific insurance company. And we do kind of your standard insurance. So your auto, home, farm, commercial, work comp, flood. We're doing a ton of high fire homeowners insurance right now. That's a really big thing going on in especially Northern California for any folks that are in the hills.
Tell me about flood insurance real quick. Does it take a while to kick in? Is it like 30 days? Is that what it was?
So if you are purchasing it through the National Flood Insurance Program, yes. Typically, there's a 30-day wait. It does depend if you are, say, purchasing this property and this is your first opportunity to buy the flood insurance. We can get it for no wait. Sometimes if it's lender required, there may be no wait as well. And then you also have private flood insurance companies who can do like a 5-day wait or a 10-day wait. So there are some other options out there.
I wasn't aware of private companies did that because it's such a high liability thing.
It is. So they're picky about where they're taking.
Does it have to be in a non-floodplain zone and things like that?
It doesn't. So we just helped some folks out where the National Flood Insurance Program was just way too expensive. It was like $2,500, and we were able to get it through a private flood insurance company for about $900.
Oh, that's quite
so
savings.
There's options. That's just one of those benefits of when we work with so many different companies. We can check them out and see what's going to be best for that specific home and that specific situation.
Mariah Davis, let's get to know you real quick because this is all part of the program, getting to know people in our community. Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Yuba City, Marysville, born and raised.
What school?
So I graduated from Sutter, even though my parents and my family live out in Hallwood. So I did the commute. My mom was a teacher for 30 plus years at Sutter.
Well, Sutter seems to have this reputation of being the premier high school in the area because of all the programs and activities. Did you find that to be?
I mean, I'm probably a little biased since I was a teacher's kid, but I really enjoyed my time out at Sutter.
Shop? Sutter Shop?
Sutter Cut.
Sutter Cut, that's what it is. I always mess that up for some reason. And I always like to say that when I graduated from Live Oak High School, we won one football game that year, and we beat Sutter at their homecoming. So,
well, it's good to know that stuck with you, John.
So one thing you win one game. It has to be a good one. So you went to Sutter. How did your adult life begin?
Yeah, so I had no idea what I was going to be doing with my life. My degree from Sac State is in social science, so that's kind of the whatever degree.
It's one of those liberal arts things?
Yes. It's a mishmash of all sorts of things. Basically, you didn't know what you wanted to do, but here's your degree.
It was either that or a barista or something.
So I just fell into insurance. I got into the industry when I was 22.
Wow, that's awesome.
So my dad was offered a contract through Farmers Insurance, and somehow I managed to talk my way into also getting a contract. So I spent 4 years with them, and then I opened Oakview Insurance and went independent.
In fact, mine is Farmers. What it is. But let's see. Keith Anthony, I think is his name.
Keith is a great guy.
Yeah. Let's talk about what's in the insurance industry right now. What are people concerned about besides the fire?
Definitely the high fire. So folks that are in areas that are a higher risk, which is kind of a moving line depending on what insurance company we're working with, what scores, what information that they have out there. So we are seeing a lot of non-renewals. So we have insurance companies deciding that they're not going to be writing in certain areas. So we're getting tons of calls for that.
Did you have any clients up in the Paradise area?
We did have a few. We didn't write much in that area, so it wasn't too bad. But we had 4 total losses. So
you're able to help them out and get back on their feet.
Yep.
They're already starting to build up there.
They are, but it's always a long process, especially when insurance companies are dealing with as many claims.
Well, as an agent, this is where instances like that was where you shine, isn't it?
That's exactly. I mean, we were calling clients as soon as we can, email, just letting them know that we were here. We're ready to help as soon as you're ready to let us know. And we had a few people call, the Friday after it broke out, ready to go, and others we had to track down.
Do you think the prevalence of hit and run drivers right now is because of they don't have insurance?
I don't know if it's that they don't have insurance or
Seems
they're
to be a
afraid
lot of them.
to use it. We just had my office manager just went through that. Somebody rear-ended her and took off, and it was dark enough that she couldn't make out the license plate. That really hurts all of us that do carry the insurance.
Yes, it does.
Because we're continuing to make claims. And as we make more claims in this area, we're going to see that our auto insurance rates go up across all of the companies.
Especially if you only have PL and PD, right?
Well, then you're just out of pocket.
Yeah.
So you've got that. But it's falling back on your personal insurance if you have physical damage coverage. And that just hurts if you start to see all of our rates go up because we're having more and more of these sorts of accidents. It's going to come back to bite the people that are actually carrying the insurance, and that's the worst part of it.
I see you got a nice little rock on your finger there.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're married? What's your husband's name?
My husband's name is Scott.
Okay. Got any kids?
I do. I have a 2-year-old named Reagan.
2-year-old. You don't look like, you look like you've got plenty of sleep.
I have a good sleeper. We did get lucky on that. Full of all kinds of spunk, but a good sleeper.
Well, that's good. Let's talk about your involvement in the Flag Day event. Now, I misspoke. Next Thursday is not Flag Day. It's the following day.
It's going to be Friday. Yep.
Yeah.
So we have this event the day before because it's also going to be a chamber after hours event.
Okay.
And they tend to do those events on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So the event is anybody who has a flag that needs to be retired and would like to pick up a new one, they can stop by our office on Thursday at the 13th from 5 to 7 p.m. We will collect that flag and have it properly disposed of, and then they'll get a free 3-foot by 5-foot outdoor American flag.
That's a pretty big flag.
Yeah.
I was just going to ask you, is this some little
No,
stellar
it's
thing?
not like the little
Hand
one that
flag,
we'd hand to the kids.
parades.
We have those, but those are for the kids.
Yeah.
It is a legitimate flag. I mean, we feel like this is a blessing to the community. It's just a way to give back.
I was going to ask you why.
Yeah, it's just the patriotic and thing to do and a great thing to give back to our community. I'm from here. I live and work here. Anything that I can do to make our community better, I'm happy to be a part of.
There's a higher percentage of veterans in this area than other places. It's bizarre to understand and know that less than 1% of America's population ever serve in the military.
I didn't know it was that low.
Less than 1%, and but not here. I mean, we've got, especially with Beale back there. But I was in the Air Force. We got a lot of Army people as well, and I know we got some Marines. We got people like Chase Marta, who was, I think he was in the Marines. He passed away in Yuba City. I think it was 2012.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I remember the turnout for that.
Yeah, the turnout, and I see a lot of flags and things like that at that time. It just brings out the patriotism. Obviously, you're a patriotic American.
That's grew up with that. And my father served in the military as well. We've multiple family members that have. And probably growing up in this area too, had a strong influence on that. We're a patriotic area. The Northern California is, in general. I find we're pretty pro-America, pro-military.
I'm putting 2 and 2 together and looking at you. You probably served, you probably went to high school with Chase, didn't you?
I think
I know he's a Yuba City guy.
Yeah, and I graduated a little further back, so.
I'm not going to ask your age. She looks, honest to goodness, she looks 21, 22 years old. If you're on Facebook, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
I appreciate that, sure.
Well, it's not just looks. It's attitude, I guess, is the word I'm looking for. Do you find yourself being a role model for people your age?
Gosh, I don't know. Role model. I mean, we still seek out business mentors and other role models, but I help where I can with other business folks if there's something that I can suggest or.
Do you consider yourself a millennial?
Not really, but I
Gen Xer?
I'm a schmishmillennial. I'm stuck in the middle.
Okay.
I'm right on the cusp of being a millennial and a Gen X. So I don't really fit in either. Technology was coming in, but it wasn't the same as the younger millennials. But it wasn't as far back.
I know what you
Gen
mean.
X, so.
I was born the last year of the baby boomers. I'm considered a baby boomer.
Yeah.
Weird.
But you may not feel it and don't quite identify with the.
Yeah, that's true. with the older folks. I want to ask you a little bit more about the Flag Day and how they retire the flags. Are you familiar with the process?
I am. So what we do is we pass them off to the VFW to handle that side. So it's a really neat process. We've tried to talk to the Boy Scouts about doing it, and we haven't been able to reach someone who's been willing to do the amount of flags that we end up with. So if anybody out there has a contact for the Boy Scouts that want to retire a large amount of flags, that'd be great for future years. But
You said a large amount. How many?
Last year we retired, I believe, 85. Wow. So we get quite a good turnout for it. We have 125 new flags to give out this year. And it's completely free. That's something that we really stress because I think a lot of people wonder, well...
I can't see how somebody would charge to have a flag retired.
No, well, and for the new one. A lot of people think,
You have to get a replacement. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, you don't need to give me any of your information. I think a lot of times people walk up and, we hand them the flag. We invite them to have, some food and drinks. And they have this look on their face like, that's it.
Good.
I don't have to sign something or give you my contact information. No, it's truly a free community event.
Well, we need to stress where you're at again. Then, how do you get to your business?
So we are right across from the Tractor Supply on Sierra Avenue. You'll see it's building 1650, and we're Suite 202. But if you stop by, you'll see we're going to be right in front. So as soon as you turn down Sierra Avenue, you'll see us.
Look for the flags. I'm sure you're going to have some American flags out.
Yes, we will.
Okay. I got to ask you, what do you enjoy most about living in the Yuba Sutter area?
I think it's the people. And people are friendly. They care about their neighbors. We have the opportunity to be involved in a lot of the business community and charity communities. People here have a really big heart. It is amazing to me the amount of giving that this community does.
When the need is real, they do come out.
They do, and that was one thing watching the campfire, watching the response from our community, because it could have been easy to be like, technically Paradise is 45 minutes away. It didn't happen in the Yuba Sutter community, technically.
It did.
It did, but I think it would have been easy for some folks to turn a blind eye or just to kind of say, not my problem. And that did not happen. And I was so impressed with our community.
With all the donations that were made, they opened up the fairgrounds. I think people are still living over there. I'm not quite sure.
They are, and I hope people don't start to forget that there's still folks that are struggling because of that.
With all the trucks coming through town, we're not going to be able to forget anytime soon.
I should just pass some of those. So.
But it's nice to see that people aren't getting as upset as they might normally with the increased traffic. It's realizing it has to be done. There's millions of pounds or acre feet of stuff that has to be removed, and
it's got to be removed, and it's got to go somewhere. So
okay, what is some of I got to ask you, what's being an independent insurance agent? What's the strangest thing you've ever insured?
Oh gosh.
Like somebody's toe or something?
No, we stay out of the body part market. Although you can do it. It's a specialty niche for that. Gosh, I'm trying to think. We have our occasional hoarder homes or things that show up that we need to do, but most of it's pretty standard.
What about claims? You probably had a Darwin Award winner or something like that.
No, I can't think of any offhand that are standing out. Mostly, we do a lot of education with folks on when it's a good idea to turn in a homeowner's insurance claim and when it's not. I think a lot of people think it's kind of like medical insurance. Like, I'm just going to turn in everything. I'm going to meet my deductible and do this. It's not.
No.
So we get a lot of like my water heater stopped working or my stove stopped working, and we just have to explain the things that are typically not covered by homeowners insurance, and you have a deductible that you have to pay out before those sorts of things would even attempt to apply.
Yeah.
And usually people are carrying a $1,000 to $2,500 deductible. That's not going to take care of your stove.
Not going to take care of your refrigerator. I mean, I've seen some expensive ones, but that's
Yeah, and then you have to deal with the possibility of a surcharge moving forward. So we do a lot of education and try to get people to understand when it might be appropriate.
I bet
to
you're
make
getting the
that
calls
claim.
about their air conditioner not working.
We're going to have those, although a couple years ago we did have an air conditioner that overheated and caught on fire, and we did cover that. So that was a fire. So
Fire.
it didn't just get old.
And you do sell the fire insurance, things like
Oh,
that.
yes, yeah.
For business, home, health, the whole thing.
We don't do anything with health insurance. That's specialty, especially with some of the changes that happen in the market. So we refer out for that. But anything that's in the what we call property casualty realm, so we're covering liability and property, we take care of.
Wonderful. And let's give the who, what, where's again. It's next Thursday. What time?
Yeah, so it goes from 5 to 7 p.m. Stop by anytime during that. We'll have the food and the flags.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention we will have potato food truck is
They
who's
seem to be
providing
pretty
that.
popular these days.
They are, and so they will be out there. So from 5 to 7 on next Thursday, that's going to be the 13th. And like I said, stop by anytime. It's kids friendly, so bring the kiddos. We'll have some little arts and crafts and little toys for them.
And bring your flag
yeah,
because they can get just whipping in the wind. They get kind of frazzled.
Oh yeah, I mean we're starting to have people that just come every year, and they bring the old one and pick up their new, and we're happy to provide that service.
You're doing good things.
Thanks, John.
Mariah Davis, Oakview Insurance Flag Day is actually the following day, which is also President Trump's birthday. I think he'll be back from England by then.
Maybe.
Probably.
Too bad I couldn't get him to come to the event. So
Make Cuba Center great again. How about that? Mariah Davis, Oakview Insurance, thank you for being part of the program, and thank you for being a great member of our community.
thank you, John. Thanks for having us on.